Welcome and good evening to KiwaniTalk. My name is Renee and I am the current president of the Kiwanis Club of Dearborn. And I am here tonight working with KiwaniTalk that is sponsored by our club, Dearborn Club, and also by the production staff here at Dearborn High School. Tonight it's my honor to have these two women in front of me, Judy Monroe and Rosa Scaramucci, and they are with the AAUW Club. We were talking a little bit before AAUW, and I said to them, I always thought it was just an organization that just gave away books. But when I read their website and I looked through their some of the notes that they sent me, I am just like amazed at what you guys do for the community, for education, and for women. So I'm going to ask you, because I didn't know all this, and I want everyone else to know what I didn't know, is what is AAUW?
American Association of University Women, 181 years old, 130 in Dearborn. We have 170,000 members across the United States, and we have 10 branches in Michigan.
33.
33 in Michigan.
In Michigan.
Okay,
yeah.
so is it like one branch per city, or you can have more than one branch in any city? Or
Generally, there's one branch in an area.
In an area?
Or
okay,
city.
so like we're in Dearborn. Is there one like in Livonia? So there's in different areas.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. So how often do you come together as an organization and have a big meeting and share what's going on in each organization in the cities?
Well, each city is a branch of the organization. So there's AAUW Dearborn, and we are under AAUW Michigan, and they are under AAUW National. So we are a national organization, one of the most revered nonprofits in the country. And as Judy said, from 1881 till today, that organization has been looking for ways to help women and girls, and therefore families, break some of the barriers that are preventing equality in this country.
Kind of like Kiwanis, we have the same kind of tier, and I think kind of where you're doing more specifically for women, children, and families than we do for community and families. So tell us some of there's so many programs, I don't think we'll get through all of them tonight, but what is a typical, event or a meeting? What do you guys do?
Oh, we have 3 reading groups. We have 2 Epicurean groups. We have a film critic group, a Women's Voices group. So there's meetings all month long. Just join whatever it is that you would like. And then every month we have a get-together. It's usually a luncheon of some kind. And that's when we have our general meetings. And that's when all of us can get together if we can.
So basically our little slogan, for AAUW Dearborn, the American Association of University Dearborn, is camaraderie, commitment to our mission, and connections, and our connections with each other, and what we can do for the women's movement. And we also say, let our voices be heard.
So do you find now with the things that are going on in the world that there is a stronger voice for women as far as standing up and being heard? And like, what are some of the things that women want to be heard about? Like, what do you want? What do we as women want to be heard?
Well, one of the bigger things is the pay gap.
Okay.
Then there's gender gap, all kinds of gaps, and let's fill those in.
Okay.
And originally Title IX was supposed to help with that.
Yeah, that was.
But the history of Title IX has not led us
not to the right direction.
To the right road. So in the United States today, there are many areas of employment where men and women have a gap of maybe 28, 29 cents to $1. So the man might earn $1 and the woman maybe is, getting 76 cents for the same work.
Yeah.
And someone will say, well, we have laws. Yes, we have laws, but there are ways to get around some of those, and the AAUW organizations, all those branches, are working toward doing things in the classroom, doing things in the courtroom, and doing things on Capitol Hill to advocate for women and girls and therefore families so that they can change that, you know, in a positive way.
Yeah, and I think that's where like I said in the beginning, my confusion was I thought you were just an organization that helped put books in people's hands. So when I saw all the things that you do, it's just like, wow, okay, we need to get you out because you need to tell everyone out there who you are, where you are, what you do. So when you have, do you have like special known women come in and speak to, like, who's the most famous woman you had come speak to one of your meetings?
Well, last few book sales, we've had guest authors.
Oh, okay.
So one of the most memorable ones for me was Teresa Flores.
Yes.
Human
trafficking.
Who was a victim and survivor of human trafficking. And when she came, she had been free because she was able to escape because as a teenager she was involved in human trafficking, and then her family moved.
Yeah.
And she was actually a victim through organized crime. And she feared for her life, but it didn't stop her from telling her story.
Yeah.
And she wrote a book. It was publicized. She did a lot of media promotions.
Yeah.
And so now it's a few years later, and now she's started some organization
in her backyard, I know, is one of them that we supported.
Yes, and then it's also the SOAP Project.
Yep, the SOAP Project, yeah.
Yeah, so save our adolescents from prostitution.
Yeah.
And some of the students who came to help at our fall book sale and happened to be there the day she gave her talk were very motivated, and therefore they started SOAP Project at Fortson High School Key Club.
They have it? Okay, so I'm going to start something like that at our Key Club, because I did work with another organization where we went and made the soaps, and then we left to go distribute them to motels off of Telegraph, that area. So, I mean, that's an amazing program, and it's not happening just to adults. You know,
no.
It's young children, and they're targeting young girls at the mall, and you know, so those kind of words spoken is very important.
And it's not just girls.
And now it's not just girls, you know.
But we also do other things. One of the most memorable people was Irma Clark Coleman. Back in 2006, we had 12 women from Russia who came over here, and they were observing women in leadership roles. Oh. And they stayed with AAUW members, and they were a part of our group for a little while. And the most popular speaker that they had was Irma Clark Coleman. And for some reason or other, she just really impressed me, and she definitely impressed the Russian women.
So when they came over, how did they find you? I mean, what drew them to your organization? They knew about you, your organization, and what you do for women, or how did you guys connect?
It was a part of a program that was started in the Library of Congress. I don't even know if it is still going, but at that time, the information was gathered and made it as a part of legislation that the money was to be given. And there were different programs that were similar to ours across the United States. And it was an exchange, it was not an exchange program. It was a visit from there. And they were wonderful. And they themselves, we observed them as leaders.
Yeah,
because back in Russia, that is what they were.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, that's the first time I met Judy.
Oh,
because
okay.
I was at Fortson High School.
My alma mater.
Oh, wonderful.
Here we go.
Oh, wonderful. And I had the room at the time that was the first door off the parking lot. And when she brought the Russian ladies in, I had a tendency to stay after school and just, you know, had students come in and out. And and I was sort of the greeter, whoever came in the back door. So I heard
You
the group
were.
come in. I came out, and there were the Russian ladies, and I greeted them, and I didn't know Judy or what was going on.
No,
She
I
explained,
hadn't.
and they were going on a tour of the building, and they all of a sudden all got out their cameras, and they were taking pictures of the lockers. They had never seen lockers in a hall.
Really?
And so that was the beginning of lots of new experiences
I
for them,
bet.
and
A
a good
lot.
friendship for us.
Yeah. Do you find it hard to get big corporations to sponsor you because you're just for mainly women's equality, or is it hard to get sponsorships from big companies?
It's a new initiative, all the way up to the national level.
Oh, okay.
That more group or organization sponsors are being sought, and they're making our branding more clear.
Okay.
And I think that's some of the material we sent you on the new branding.
Yeah.
So the priorities of education and financial security and fairness and justice and all those things that maybe were not really clearly explained in our more philosophic branding from before are becoming more clear. So, we kidded before that we say AAUW and people think we're UAW.
Yeah.
And we, at one time, tried to have a membership drive that included us being down at homecoming in a tent.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was new to the job of membership then, and I used the sign that was given to me, and it said AAUW, Dearborn, book sale, and people said, "Oh, you're here for the UAW," because nowhere on that sign did it say the American Association of University
Sometimes
Women.
initials get taken, when it was funny at our Kiwanis meeting last night, we used the initials DCON, Decon, for district convention, and someone said, "You're using rat poisoning?" And we're like, "No," so exactly with AAUW, you think, well, what does that really stand for? And maybe, the title is American, and rather than the AAUW, because, again, I had no clue.
I think that one thing that we need to make clear is that we also have gentlemen who are members of AAUW, and they are also recipients of the scholarship that we give to the University of Michigan.
Okay.
They are a part of the non-traditional students. They receive, and so it's men and women now. Which
Well,
is
it
nice
has.
too.
I think in today's world, it has to be. Kiwanis used to be all men. Okay, now we have men and women. I belong to Executive Women International. It was all women, and now, and I always said the smartest man joined a women's group. Okay, there's just no hands about it. You are
I
the
like
smart.
that.
So to have men come in and say, "I support what you're doing," is a voice that man can take somewhere to a corporation and say, "You know what, this group AAUW needs to be heard, and how can we support them, in their needs?" And the needs are education
Right.
for women.
So our book sale is our major fundraiser.
Yes.
We have some other minor fundraisers like the Flower of the Month membership club that goes to English Gardens.
Okay.
And this year we're going to have a table sign fundraiser,
Okay.
and that would allow businesses for $100 to get 4 days of advertising at our September sale. And the bonus is...
Don't tell us yet. We have a break coming up.
All right.
Let's hold that bonus for our next section. I can't wait to hear what the bonus is. I love that idea of having that kind of fundraiser. So when we come back, we're just going to take a minute break. When we come back, we're going to find out what that special bonus is for a corporation to sponsor at the Flower Books.
At the book sale.
At the book sale. So we'll be right back. Thank you.
Who is a kid? Well, that's a kid. And another. Look, a gaggle of them. Or is it a herd? Litter? Pride. But what about her? Tell her she's not a kid. Or him. So how do we tell who is a kid? Height? Age, maybe. but some of us have to grow up faster than others. A kid wants to make the world better. And one day, he just might. Is a kid fearless? Vulnerable? Strong? Nervous? Yes. 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 Kiwanis is 600,000 kids at heart doing all the little and big things it takes to help children around the world. Because kids need Kiwanis. All of them.
Hi, welcome back to KiwaniTalk. I'm here today with Rosa and Judy from AAUW. And before we left on our break, Rosa was ready to tell us this special thing that's going to happen. So Rosa, tell us what's going on.
So this is our 68th book sale in September. So for 68 years, it's been our major fundraiser where we donate the proceeds from the sale to the local educational programs at HFC, Dearborn Public Schools, and U of M Dearborn. Okay. So this year, businesses have the opportunity to have a fundraiser during our sale. We're having a fundraiser for businesses during our sale, and they are going to be able to buy a sign. Okay. We make it, we put it up in a nice bracket, and for 4 days, for $100, they can advertise their service or products at our sale.
So they set up their own little table. You have a
it's a sign that'll go on one of the tables that is displaying the books in the book sale room. So hundreds of people go through those rooms. Yep. And so this year there's a bonus because we are having a summer sale on June 1st and 2nd. Yep. From 10 to 5.
10 to 5. Where at?
At the DISC, the Dearborn Ice Skating Center over on Ford Road, a little bit east of Greenfield. Okay. We are in the second floor above the ice arenas. Yes, it's cold there.
Yeah, it would be.
And so we set out our tables and books. They're all categorized. And people come in and make their choices at their leisure. So the secondary thing is that now if you order a sign, a table sign by May 25th, you get the 2 extra days at the summer sale plus the 4 days in September for the same price.
Smart.
We also offer a branch member discount and nonprofit discount of $75 for those same 6 days if ordered by May 25th. So someone might, instead of having a business sign, maybe say, well, we're having a spaghetti supper, time, date, place. Or I'd like to honor my sister who loved to cook. And they'll put that sign in the cookbook section and put her name, things like that.
That's a great idea.
So this is open to the public, and our campaign for that is starting the beginning of next week. So
no, it started right here at KiwaniTalk.
Oh, it did.
The world is going to see this.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. There'll be some media PR also for people to have the total information to contact us.
Yeah, that's great. Send some to me because I can share it out with the Kiwanis clubs that I go to, because I go around and talk to some of them. But that's a great idea.
Well, thank you.
What else do you have going on?
Well, we have various programs and meetings during the year where we have 50/50s, and we have some donations, and we take contributions, and basically that's how we make our money in order to support these other programs in the community.
So where do you meet to do these?
Well, we meet in different places. So
like restaurants, meeting halls?
No, mostly we meet at the Christ Episcopal Church over on Military. And we have meeting space there, and it's very cordial there, and they have lots of different rooms to choose from. So in September we have a wonderful tea with a silver tea set, and we welcome all the new and former members back, and have a little appetizers and desserts, and we talk about the new things we're going to be doing. So this year we talked about the Film Critics group, which is watch a movie during a specific movie during the month, and in the middle of the month we have a potluck for person who's a member saw the movie and their spouse or friends, and we discuss the merits of the film. Not I liked it or didn't like it, but what about this film is redeeming. And sometimes they're women's issues, and sometimes it's just a popular movie. It turned out that last year we watched almost every one of the movies that was nominated for Academy Awards.
Oh, okay.
Some of us might not have done that had we not been in this group.
Yeah. Okay.
And the potlucks are fun.
Yeah.
And then we have another group that this year made over 60 blankets, the tie type for Children's Hope. Okay. And it's a charity group.
Yep, we sponsor them. We've done many blankets through Child's Hope.
Right.
Yep.
And then we also had lap blankets for hospice through Beaumont Oakwood. And, I think that new group, which we call an interest group, Judy was referring to earlier, we'll catch on a little bit more next year. That we're more or less not having a meeting, but just telling the people what they can do. Yeah. And then here's where you bring it and when, and then we donate. So we worked pretty well with that new one.
So how do you get the word out about these programs that you do?
Well, we have a newsletter. Okay. I also do the online media, so I usually post Dearborn Patch, Facebook, of course, and Dearborn Next Door through the Chamber of Commerce. Okay. And then we have a publicity chairperson, Karen Monroe, and she deals with the other.
Related?
No.
Okay.
And she deals with the Press and Guide or the other downriver newspapers. We put out press releases. We sometimes send them to our school partners and our community partners, the Historical Society.
So if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, where would they go? Just to your website, and there's a phone number or a person to...
That's true.
Yeah.
And you are holding our legacy.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
It comes out online, or you can have it a hard copy sent to your home.
This is the legacy, yeah. And you had a wonderful PowerPoint that I viewed. That's a lot of work you put into that, but it was that's where I learned that you're something other than a donation of books.
Yeah,
so that was very helpful.
I remember Donna Palm was instrumental in completing that current.
She did a really good job.
Yes, we're going to be showing that at the book sale.
Oh, okay.
And people can join at the book sale, and we also this past year had many programs. We have 7 programs. We usually are September through May meetings. Okay. And people join, if they join at our events, including the book sale, there's a discount rate. So the membership is $88 a year. Okay. If you join at a public event, or within 10 days having picked up your information at a public event, then it's $59.
Oh, okay, that's not bad at
for
all.
the first year only.
Yeah.
That's how I got hooked.
Yeah, that 59 sounds pretty good for the first year. So what are some of the topics you guys, I know you're probably winding down as it's the end of the year for you, but what kind of topics are you looking to bring forward in September?
Well, we are going to be meeting in June. As a committee. There is a program committee, and I have been inundated with ideas from several members and that committee all year round. So we're going to be looking at hopefully local men or women who have something to contribute related to the women's movement, maybe more specifically more active things. And we like to have discussions, we like to have forums, we like to have Q&As. We don't want to sit there and listen. We want to get involved and
absolutely.
have a chance
you take
to.
away more when you get involved. So now what about the young girls in high school? How do you reach them?
Well, we also have a long-term strategy plan. And one of the things that is not in place yet, but is in the discussion format is working not just, we have a lot of branches that do STEM things, and I think that's hit pretty hard through the counseling department and other opportunities in the schools. But we're going to be trying to do a leadership forum.
Oh, okay.
And have women in our community. This past year we had non-traditional women who had non-traditional roles. We had a pastor, we had the fire marshal, we had a lady in our community who happens to be Middle Eastern and authored a book her family didn't want her to publish. You know, things that people had struggled through to stay where they wanted to be or in their careers. And we also had the Native American women from the Downriver Council who talked to us about the role of the Native Americans in history and what it is today and how they are still struggling. It was a big eye-opener for us. And then we had another one with, we actually had the women in our unit who are leaders in the community, and they did a forum for us.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then we distribute those funds from the book sale, and we call that the fellowship luncheon. And people from the colleges come.
I think you should add that we also had the woman who was a lineman.
Oh, that's right.
Lineman?
No, yes, telephone lineman.
Oh, telephone lineman.
Yes.
Line
woman.
Line woman, yeah.
Yes, and our organization has been going on, as we said before, for since 1933. But we have 16 women in our organization right now who have been members for over 50 years and are still quite sharp and ready to fight for the women's movement.
Well, we're going to wrap this up, but I just want to share, if you want to find out more information on AAUW, don't forget June 1st and the 2nd at 10 to 5 at the Dearborn Ice Skating Center. You can go on booksale.aauw.dearborn@gmail.com if you want to ask any questions or get more information. Dearborn-my.aauw.net/book sale, and then go on Facebook and like these amazing women in the organization and everything that they do at aauw-dearborn.mi, and that's their Facebook. So you can follow them and see the different kind of events that they're going to have, the different speakers that they're going to have. And if you want to be a speaker or you know a speaker, Rosa is the program chair this year, so get in touch with her. You can find her on, again, the Facebook or the Gmail or their website. I just want to say thank you for opening up my eyes to what you guys really do other than book sales. But, I mean, that's the main part, because you need to do that to do all the education programs that you bring forward to the community. I hope that you being on KiwaniTalk will help get that word out. I know I will start sharing it a little bit more now that I understand like what you guys do and how important it is what you do for women and young girls to have equality in growing up or in their workplace or just being a girl and a woman. So thank you again for being here tonight.
And we thank you.
No, it's our pleasure to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to wrap this up, say goodnight, and hope to see you soon.